Ladies and gentlemen, there are certain things that occur within and around us when we are leveling up, when we are growing, when we are expanding as people, when we are going through that chrysalis stage, or maybe we've already come out of that chrysalis stage, when we are advancing, when we are transitioning and shifting into a more improved version of ourselves, or into another level in life, into our blessings, into happier times, when we are leveling up. And I wanted to talk about certain things that happen to us within, certain things that we experience and feel, and also some things that happen around us regarding the people in our lives and around our lives, and how they may or may not respond. So let's talk about it, even though it's late at night. And hopefully something that's said here will be an encouragement for someone out there. So let's get started. My name is Charrese. Welcome to my channel, Gracefully Charrese. Okay, so when we go through changes in life, changes for the better, there are a few things that happen, and I want to share 5 things that are almost guaranteed to happen, no particular order. Let's get right into it. So one thing that might happen when we elevate, or when we are in the process of elevating in life and growing and blossoming, is we might receive a lack of understanding from the people around us and in our lives. So awareness is really important, and sometimes we become aware that perhaps in the process we outgrow people, just like people might outgrow us, and that's okay. It's a part of life. But in this process, while we are changing, while we are blossoming, while we are elevating, or perhaps we already have, some people just will not understand it. This is meant in a way to say they might not be happy about it either. Like, in addition to not understanding, they might not be happy about that. For example, I had someone who I was really close with, and of course we were younger, so this was one of my best friends, and I wish I would have handled some things a bit different, but I don't regret wanting to grow. We were just growing apart, and I wanted to start thinking more about my future. I wanted to focus on my career. I wanted to focus on my future. I wasn't hanging out like I used to hang out. Now, I wasn't like the party girl in the sense of drinking, honestly, and I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else, but I never drank a day in my life. However, I went to parties just for the social scene. Sometimes it was fun, sometimes bad things happened, and I just wasn't about that party life anymore. Another thing is, I used to dress pretty revealing, and I changed that. I started to, dress less revealing. I was still dressing revealing, but less revealing. I was just changing, and I wanted to become closer to God as well. So I also started doing things that were more like for the Lord. So one day I was talking to him on the phone, and he said to me, "I miss the old Charrese." And I had to explain, like, I'm just trying to become closer to God. I'm trying to think about my future, my career, and he seemed like he kind of understood, but at the same time he didn't. Now, when I was younger, I didn't really know how to fully express myself the way I do now. I did, but not the way I do now. And I would have asked him, just like, I felt to myself, why don't you, like, I'm trying to do better with my life. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to prepare for my future. Why don't you want this for me? And sometimes this happens, and there are times when you just can't take it personally. And I don't say this to be rude or disrespectful, but sometimes people are just still where they are. Sometimes people are a bit stagnated. Sometimes people are not ready. And when they see you changing, they just simply don't understand. And sometimes it's not anything deeper than that. Other times, they don't like the changes. They kind of just want to keep you with them, and sometimes it's a selfish thing, but again, it's not like there's no harm intended. They just miss their friend. They miss who, you guys were together. But honestly, if I see that someone is just trying to grow in life, and I see that they're just trying to advance and they're future minded, I'm going to root for them. I'm going to see perhaps if they would like, is there any way that I can help? I want that for them. I want them to grow. I'm not going to try to hold them back. I'm not going to try to guilt trip them about it. I'm not going to try to make them feel bad about wanting to grow. So again, sometimes you outgrow people, or you outgrow your old crew or whoever you used to hang out with, and sometimes they just don't get it. And sometimes it's just one of the signs, because this happens, you guys. Please understand this. Sometimes people are in your life forever, and sometimes they're in your life for a season. And when you start to grow apart, sometimes it's just one of the signs that perhaps that season might be over. And a lot of the times it is over. And doesn't mean that you're leaving them. And sometimes they feel like you're leaving them behind. But let me just suggest this to you. Sometimes if you notice that you're the only one growing in your friend group or in your circle, and sometimes you might want to encourage people to come along, but if nobody else is trying to grow, or if your friend or whomever you're hanging out with, they're not trying to grow and they're not trying to advance, and they're trying to keep you back where you once were, and it's not a very positive place. If they're trying to keep you from growing and advancing in life, you guys, it's okay to move on. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not doing anything bad, and there's nothing to feel guilty about. Sometimes people will try to make you feel guilty about your growth, about the fact that you're not hanging out with them as much. But you have to think and it's not a selfish thing. It's being wise. There's a difference. You have to think about yourself sometimes and about your future, and you have to prepare for your future. You don't want years to pass by and you're still behaving the same ways, speaking the same ways, acting the same ways, and in the same places you were 5, 10, 20 years ago. You want to grow. And if you are there, I'm not here to condemn. I'm just saying growth is a beautiful thing. You have to go and you have to grow. You have to blossom. You have to prepare, because you want to be ready for the new life that's ahead, for the blessings, for everything. And as a Christian, I'll say for everything that God has in store for you. Don't let anyone hold you back. When people truly love you and care about you, family, friends, your spouse, they want you to grow. And you know what? They're going to want to come with you. So, yeah, that's one thing. Sometimes people are not going to understand, but never feel guilty about doing the right thing, and about preparing for your future, preparing for your life, and about looking forward to better times, advancing, growing as a person, blossoming, and having a more successful, happy, and prosperous, blessed life. So another thing that might happen when you are elevating in life is, some people are just not going to believe your changes. They're not going to believe it. They're going to be like, I'm not buying it, And this is where you have to not care about what people think about you, what they're going to say about you, how they're going to feel about you, what they might say to other people. You can't worry about it. So this is something that happened to me. God called me to ministry, and I started doing more ministry videos on another channel. Before that, as I said, I started to become closer to God. I started to not want to be out at the parties and such. I started to dress more modestly. And again, I don't think I'm better than anyone else. I'm just sharing my story and giving you an example. My circle was changing. It was just happening. God was doing it for me. So naturally, I just wasn't hanging out with the same crowd, the toxic friendships that I had. I didn't have those friendships anymore. I'm just not the person that I was. Not that I was wild or anything. Not that I was out there wild and out, not judging or condemning. But I'm not going to pretend, my story is something that it's not. I even speak differently, and that happens in life. We're supposed to grow. But I started doing ministry. There are people who are just they're not believing that I am really serious about doing ministry. I had one person, they had been watching my post on social media. So one thing that they did is I posted a photo of myself, and I'm posing. I like to model, and there's nothing wrong with that. I like posing, and and so in a sense it was a bit condescending, because they commented, "That a girl." And I thought to myself, I'm not a dog. Talk to me like a human. Well, as a Christian, I can still enjoy fashion and beauty as long as I'm not arrogant, as long as I'm humble. I can pose. God wants us to take care of ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. And so, in short, they had left me this comment basically trying to tell me that I don't know my full potential and that I'm not, like, they know my potential better than I know my potential. They know my purpose better than I know my purpose. Basically, they were acting as if they were God, or they were acting as if they were within my heart and they just knew me more than I knew myself. And this is a woman, and she considers herself professional. Okay, keep that in mind. So she has things going on where it's kind of like she wants to be the boss over other women that she's going to have kind of like beneath her. And please excuse me for saying this, but almost like a female pimp in a way. And she wants to use their beauty and their bodies and their sex appeal. And she wants to use that for attention and money. She wanted to kind of pull me in. So I kindly, respectfully, and humbly let her know I'm no one's sex symbol. And I know some of my purposes in life. I'm very aware of that. And I'm not interested in using sexuality in order to, gain anything. I'm not a sex symbol. So, and then her professional response was, girl, bye. Very professional. I forgive her, but hey, I did totally disconnect from her. And the thing is, when you are trying to change, you want people around you who are not only rooting for you, but they believe in you. They want that for you. Some people will literally, and not that I did like those type of things in the past, but I'm kind of switching things up now. Sometimes people will literally try to hold you to who you used to be. They'll try to remind you of who you once were, the things you used to do. And there's two things here. They'll hold you to your past, try to remind you of who you used to be. And another thing they will do is they will try to manipulate you, like she was trying to do to me. Didn't work, but they will try to manipulate you into believing that you are someone that they want you to be for them, for their selfish reasons, for their purposes. So they will try to tell you who you are. They will try to tell you who they actually desire for you to be. And you can't fall into that trap. If you're advancing, advance. If you've already advanced, stay there and keep on growing. Don't come down. Don't go backwards. You're moving forward for a reason. Only look back in order to look in hindsight and kind of just embrace those lessons and apply those lessons and that wisdom to your present and to your future. Don't let anybody try to, oh, when you used to do this and you used to do that. Remember when we did this? And sometimes it's innocent and they reminisce on those things. So I have to say something about reminiscing. Sometimes, yes, reminiscing can be so fun. I love reminiscing on fun times. However, if reminiscing on old times is triggering for you, you can kindly and respectfully express to someone, I'd rather not talk about those times. No disrespect. I had fun, but that's who I once was. That's not who I am now, and that's not who I'm desiring to become. I just want to leave that there. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, because if people can't, like, again, sometimes it's innocent and they don't mean any harm, but other people, and we'll get to the jealousy and envy in a moment, but sometimes people will be even so jealous, which is competitive, or so envious, which is more covetous. I like to call that toxic desiring or toxic admiration. Sometimes they'll be so jealous and so envious that they kind of feel like, you know what? Who do you think you are? You're goody two shoes. You think you're too good for us now. You think you're too good for me now. I'm going to bring you back down. I'm going to remind you of who you used to be. I'm going to remind you of who I believe who you still are. And that, that's not welcome in my life. And I can't tell you what to do, but I would strongly suggest that you don't welcome that type of attitude in your life either. So again, yes, some people, they just won't believe the changes. And sometimes it's innocent and sometimes it's not. But either way, you know what's in here. You know where you are at. You know where you are going. And even if you don't know exactly where you're going yet, you know that you're striving for better. And that's what has to matter. Not their opinions, not their thoughts on you, not their words, not their feelings, not what they might say to others. None of that can matter. Because if you spend your life worrying about what people are going to think and say and how they're going to feel, you're going to really be held back in life. It's going to affect your self-esteem and your confidence. It might discourage you. It might cause you to experience self-doubt. Move forward, no matter what anybody says. Elevate, grow, blossom. So, number 3 is something that might happen within. You might start to doubt yourself. You might start to experience imposter syndrome. You might start to question, is this really me? Is this, what I deserve? Did I earn this? Do I deserve this? Do I really talk like this? If you've changed your style, do I really dress like this? You might start to question, am I being fake? Is this me? Is it, and sometimes it's that little devilish voice, if you know what I mean. And other times it's just, you just doubting. It's just self-doubt, maybe insecurities. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you start to experience doubts regarding whom you desire to become, who you are in the process of becoming, or who you've already become, this new blossomed advanced version of yourself. And that happens. But I want to encourage you right now, okay? Yes, you deserve that blessing. Yes, this is who you are. Yes, this is who you are becoming. Yes, you deserve that promotion. You deserve that new position in life. You deserve that husband, that wife. You deserve that new family. This is who you are. This new, beautiful, awesome, handsome, blossomed version of yourself. This is you. This is your new life. This is going to be your new life. Whatever applies here. Yes, yes, yes. You deserve it. And even if you felt like, what did I do to earn this? Sometimes just let God bless you. Just let people be a blessing to you. Just receive the favor, receive the blessings, receive that promotion. You're not always going to understand, but sometimes don't question it. Sometimes people just want to be nice to you. They just want to encourage you. Sometimes they just want to be a part of it with no ill intentions, but they just want to be a part of your growth. They want to be a part of your transition, and they want to be a part of this beautiful thing that's happening in your life. Yes. And sometimes it's not about what we deserve. Sometimes it's just about the fact that God just loves you. And sometimes it's just about the fact that you worked hard for it. Let's get rid of the imposter syndrome. This is you. Or this is who you're becoming. That's who you're becoming. Embrace this new person. Embrace that new person. You are on your way. You're almost there. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can have it. Yes, it's yours. That person is yours. That opportunity is yours. This new life is yours. That business is yours. That idea is yours. That new life, your new reality, who you have become, who you're becoming, it's all yours. Rewind it and listen to that again. Because yes, yours, yours, yours. Welcome to your new life. Welcome to your new reality. Welcome to the new you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Enjoy it. Embrace it. It's okay. It's okay. Just remain humble, but it's okay. It's more than okay. It's awesome. So the 4th thing that I can almost guarantee will happen for you is that your social life will change. And notice that I said for you and not to you, because the filtering of your life is not something so much happening to you, but for you, because it's for your benefit. Okay. So your life will be filtered. People's true colors. This usually happens when you're about to elevate, where people's true colors are revealed, how people really feel about you, the toxic people in your life, who your enemies are. Sometimes, most of the time, they are revealed in the process when you're on your way. There's going to be people, you have to be careful, because there will be people that will be coming in and out of your life. Some people will have the best, most awesome, loving, caring, supportive intentions, and other people will try to attach themselves to you and latch onto you because they're opportunist. So you have to be careful and very watchful for manipulators. And there are people who also will see your favor, and they will try to kind of leech onto you and just try to get some, just try to be around you just to see how they can benefit from you, but not actually truly love you and care about you. So your social life will change. Again, people will be revealed. Jealousy and envy might most likely it will come up. People who are jealous, again, that's competitive, and they're feeling like, oh no, she's getting or he's getting ahead of me. They're getting above me. They're getting this and that before me. They're getting married before me. They're having kids before me. Or if it happens for them first, they might start trying to compete with you and try to rub things in your face. But let me say this. Life is not a competition. This is how I personally feel about competing with other people in life, and I would encourage you to keep these words with you as well. I don't compete with other people in life. The only competition that I participate in is being a better me than I was yesterday. That's it. That's all. And so have that mindset when people are trying to compete with you, or when they're envious, which is more covetous. Some people might be coveting what you have or who you have. They might try to do some really, evil things. They might try to sabotage things for you. They might try to steal opportunities from you. They might try to manipulate people into turning against you. So you have to be careful. I've talked about this before, but I have personally experienced it where I've had people try to conduct smear campaigns against me because they were feeling like they were in competition with me. I'm just going to be forward. I've had people try to sabotage things for me. I've had people try to turn other people against me. I've had somebody try to sabotage my physical appearance. I'm not even going to go into that one. But my hair grew back and my skin cleared. But anyway, you have to be careful. Some people don't want to see you grow. They don't want to see you more specifically, they don't want to see you outgrow them. It is so exhausting having people either in your life or just around your life, even if it's on social media, who are constantly trying to compete with you. But you know what? You just have to ignore it. Keep a healthy distance from them, or totally eliminate them from being in your life, and just keep on going. I'm not saying be fearful. I'm saying be wise. Be careful. Be wise. Be careful. And understand that with favor and with leveling up comes people who, yes, some people who want to help you, but it also comes with people who want to bring you down or back down. The saying goes, new levels, new devils. But I just like to not focus on, the sinister things that might happen. My focus is on God and positivity, while still being aware that not everybody in this life is rooting for you. And this is why, and I will wrap this number up right here. This is why sometimes you have to move in silence. You can't let your enemies know your next move. Sometimes there are certain things that you have to do and even celebrate in private amongst the people who you trust and who care about you and who love you. Some things should just never be announced. Enjoy it in private. Other things, yes, you can announce it, but when the time is right and there's an appropriate time to do so. Sometimes, let me just say this, I understand when some people don't even want to announce their marriages or that they're going to school or their pregnancies until after it has happened or when it's close to it happening. There are really just some mean-spirited people in this life, you guys, who, if they don't try to actively, physically tear you down or sabotage things for you, they will try to get you to sabotage things for yourselves. Okay, they will try to get you to sabotage things for yourself. They might try to discourage you. They might try to tell you lies and try to make you feel inadequate. They might try to make you feel like you're not capable, or this is just not for you. They'll try to pull you down to the level that they feel that they're at in life, or they might be at in life. And I don't say that disrespectfully, but it's just the truth. Some people are stagnant in immaturity. Okay, they're stagnant in just a negative way of living and negative thoughts, and they just want to keep you there with them, or they want to pull you back with them. So you can't, not everyone's rooting for you, and not everyone's your friend. Not everyone who is a relative is your family. You can choose your family. Your family doesn't always have to be related to you. Your relatives, they're only related to, their relatives are DNA and law. But just because they're relatives doesn't mean that they're family. I always say this, family truly loves you and supports you and respects you. They don't abuse you, they don't belittle you, they don't disrespect you, they don't try to turn people against you. Your family doesn't even have to be related to you. You can choose your family, but just understand that you don't have to share everything with everyone. Even if it's your parent, if your parent's the one who's toxic, you don't have to share it. Especially if you're dealing with narcissists, don't share it. I'm just going to just straight don't. Move in silence and enjoy your life. And if there is something that it's a good idea to share, wait for the perfect time and just enjoy those beautiful moments. Enjoy those successes and those victories. Enjoy them in private and just soak it all in with humility and a good heart and with love. Okay, so number 5 is when you're elevating, getting to know your new self and your new life is going to be a journey. And yes, there's going to be ups and downs, but I want to just focus on the fact that it's going to be interesting because sometimes you're getting to know this brand new person. You're getting to, you're getting to embrace and explore this new life that you have. Maybe you've just become a mother, or maybe you've just gotten married. Maybe you moved to a new town. Maybe you've gotten a new house. Maybe you started a new career, even a new hobby, you're getting to know this new person that you are, and you're going to recognize, and this is where confidence comes in knowing that it's okay to be confident. You're going to recognize, this is something that happened for me, because I love words. I love learning. And I thought to myself, I've become, and I even prayed for this, I've become even more articulate. Now, sometimes I do talk a little slang sometimes, but I've become more articulate. I have blossomed in my femininity journey. I've been nurturing my femininity even more. I've grown as a person. I've grown as a woman. I'm ready now to be a wife and to be a mother. I'm just ready for certain things. I'm not even going to share everything, but I'm ready for so many things now. It's like, whatever you have in store for me, God, I'm ready. And not only am I ready, I'm prepared. And I don't know, it's just been a beautiful, beautiful thing. Just getting to know the new person you are. Sometimes you start to restyle yourself. You have this new hairstyle. You have this new attire, this new way of carrying yourself and walking with your head held high, but with humility and love in your heart. And you're dressing differently. You're speaking differently. You are hanging out at more positive places. Perhaps you have new friends. Perhaps you don't have any friends right now. Sometimes that happens, and sometimes that's what's best, because sometimes we need what I call a time of solitude in order to reflect and heal and grow and move forward and just have this new slate. Just start over brand new, and when the time is right, those new friends will come. If you're not married yet, when the time is right, that will happen. If you don't have children yet, or if you're waiting to have more children, the time is right, that will come. And whatever is meant for you, it will be. Whomever is meant for you, they will be in your life, whether it's romantic or just platonic, or your family, your new family, your job and career. Embrace getting to know the new you. And if you're not already in your new life, or if you're in the midst of transitioning into that, when you get there, don't feel guilty about it. No matter what anyone says or thinks, enjoy, embrace it. Enjoy and embrace it. Apply your life lessons, the wisdom that you've gained over the years, the growth. Apply it to your present and to your future. Get to know the new person you are. That can mean exploring. Try new things. Try new hobbies. Go painting. Go running. Try a new sport. Hang out somewhere positive that you've never hung out before. Because some things you might not have liked in your old life with whom you used to be, okay? But in this new life that you have, in this new person that you've become, you will discover, trust me, you will discover that you have new interests. New interests have been awakened. You now like things that you would have never liked before. Even when it comes to the way I have chosen to dress now. There are things that I wear that I would have never worn back in the day. Never worn back in the day. Like the oversized, beautiful feminine shirts. I would have never worn those because I felt that everything that I wanted to wear was really form-fitting. And I still wear form-fitting things. But that's all I wore. In addition to the fact that I would dress revealing. And I don't do that now. So things change, and when you're experiencing beautiful changes, enjoy. Enjoy, and don't feel guilty about blossoming. So I'll end this here by saying this. There's a meme that I see often, and this meme has a caterpillar and a butterfly, and they're sitting across from one another. And the caterpillar is looking at the butterfly, and the caterpillar says to the butterfly, "You've changed." And the butterfly says, "We're supposed to." We're supposed to. Always remember that going through life, our hardships don't have to be in vain. We go through things in life, and we're supposed to learn from those experiences. We go through what I call the chrysalis of life, and we transform, and we come out of that chrysalis a beautiful, okay? If you embrace these changes and the growth, you come out of that chrysalis a beautiful new being, a beautiful new creation, and it's a beautiful thing, okay? So embrace that change, embrace those positive changes in your life, and enjoy. Fly, and feel free to fly, because those wings are yours. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is all, but I want to say really quick, one of the only constants in life is change. Change is good when you're changing for the better. And I just want to remind you to never, ever, ever feel guilty about receiving your blessings, about blossoming, about growing, about being advanced in life, about leveling up. Never feel guilty about that. Just understand that when you do, okay, when these things happen for you, or if these things have already happened for you, be humble, carry love in your heart. Of course, as a Christian, I will say keep God first and enjoy. And never let anyone, no matter who it is, make you feel guilty about being blessed, about leveling up, about growing, about moving forward in life in positive ways. Okay? You enjoy. Okay, you all, I'm hungry. It is late, and I'm gonna go. Until next time, do all things in love and gracefully. Bye.